Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make the most elegant little cookies with the simplest ingredients you already have at home. No fancy equipment, no complicated steps. So if you want to learn how to make them, then just keep watching. Starting with a clean dry bowl, we will take room temperature butter. And that's important as it needs to be soft and not melted. Into the same bowl, we'll add the icing sugar and vanilla extract. If you wish to substitute the icing sugar with jaggery powder, you can very well do so. It'll work just as well. And it'll also give you a slightly deeper, more caramel-like flavor, which is quite lovely actually. We're going to be using a spatula to cream everything together. And as you can see that we're not whisking it, we're only creaming it with the spatula. Just bring everything together until the butter and sugar is well combined. This looks good. Now for the dry ingredients, we're only adding the flour. That is the all-purpose flour. I'd suggest you add it in batches as it helps to control the consistency of your dough. You don't want to dump it all together at once, because the moisture in my flour and the moisture in your flour would be different. And you do not want to end up with too dry or too stiff a dough. So just mix, check, and then add again. Mixing it gently with the spatula until almost it comes together. And from there, we will switch to our fingertips. Not the palm, just the tips of your fingers. Gently pressing and bringing the dough together until it forms the smooth ball. And the sides of your bowl should start to come out clean. That's when you know you need to stop. And this is the texture we're looking for. Not too sticky, not crumbly, just right. Go ahead and bring your rolling mat now. We're going to work with the dough, but no extra flour is needed here. We're simply going to work with it directly on the mat. Divide the dough into two portions using your bench scraper. Now there's no exact size here, just eyeball it roughly. At this point I'd like to suggest you can also make half the portion into chocolate dough by mixing a tablespoon of cocoa powder into a tablespoon of milk and then adding it into the dough. Now we're rolling each portion into a thin log, just long enough to give you that cookie size you want. And using the fork, press a little indentation along the top of the log. And as you can see up close, it's such a simple touch, but it makes a big difference to the final look. Now all you need to do is take a butter knife, or even your bench scraper would work. Just cut it along the individual portions that you'd want. You can decide the size you want. I'm going with small cube-like pieces, neat and uniform. So make them all the same size as it helps to bake evenly at the same temperature. Now placing each one gently onto the parchment-lined baking tray. Take your time with this as they are delicate and we want to keep that shape intact. And just like that, repeat the same for the rest of the pieces. And the first batch is ready on the tray. Taking the second portion of the dough now, the same process, roll it into a thin log. Make the fork indentations on top, and you could do a different pattern this time. Do share a picture of your patterned cookie on my Instagram page. I'd love to see them. And now this tray is going straight into the oven. Bake them just until the sides and the bottom turn light golden brown. Make sure to keep an eye on them. Fresh out of the oven, and look at these. Golden on the edges and perfectly set. Beautifully uniform. I love how they are ready and bite-sized. Crisp and even coloring on the bottom as well. Exactly what we're looking for. Now for the finishing touch, take some melted chocolate along with some crushed peanuts. Or you can choose to use any other nut you like. Taking one cookie at a time, dipping into the chocolate. These look stunning as it is. And finishing with a sprinkle of crushed peanuts. Simply repeat this for the rest of the cookies. There's something so satisfying about this part, and I think your kids would love to do this even more. Aren't these just beautiful? The chocolate sets into this gorgeous glossy coat, and the peanuts for that little crunch. You can even make these your own by swapping the dark chocolate with white chocolate and use crushed pistachios instead. The options are endless. And now for my favorite part, time to see how they've turned out. Perfect browning on the bottom, tender light crumbs. Buttery, crisp, and just melts in your mouth. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd really hope you get to try these soon. Happy baking! Bye for now.